got yet another holiday week rivalry showdown coming your way from the Colt Corral in Belleville, Ohio, as Fredericktown takes the 10-mile journey up Route 13 to take on rival Clear Fork. We have it coming to you on your smartphone, TV, tablet, PC, any smart device that you own, and it's coming your way next.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now.
When you need cardiovascular care, you want an integrated team collaborating on your treatment from your first office visit to your final rehab session. At Knox Community Hospital, our cardiovascular experts offer decades of experience in heart attack treatments, coronary and carotid stents, angioplasties, aneurysm repairs, pacemakers, heart failure, and more. Want comprehensive cardiovascular care? At Knox Community Hospital, we don't miss a beat.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Les Hauenstein Gymnasium on the campus of Clear Fork High School for tonight's non-conference rivalry clash between Fredericktown and the Clear Fork Colts. Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Berardi, once again beside Hayden Gray. And Hayden, both of these teams having down years after graduating some good talent from last year. Fredericktown coming in 1-7, Clear Fork 0-8, but you know, you got to throw out the records when you play a rival.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Clear Fork pretty young this season, not a lot of returning varsity experienced players as you brought up, but you know, still very hungry and young. And Fredericktown, as you brought up, you know, they also allotted quite a bit of talent. They started off the year, you know, high-powered offense, but lately they've been on an absolute struggle, losing, you know, 6 in a row. So two teams hungry for a win tonight for sure.
And let's take a closer look at Fredericktown here in our Frito-Lay Team Spotlight. Head coach Derek Dibbling. They're 1-7, 1-5 in the KMAC. They won their first KMAC game for, dropping a tough one to Northmore in overtime on a buzzer beater. They dropped a couple close games and really haven't been able to pick it up. They did graduate all four all-district honorees. Their offense, after scoring 70 points per game in their first few, they've only been able to get 45.3 points per game since. Defense allowing 52.6. However, they do have two of the top scorers in the top 10 in the KMAC, in Cade Carpenter and Tegan Rule. And if you remember those names, that's from the football side of things, where they could run and pass the ball as well. But, two of the top scorers in the KMAC, they just have to find a little bit more balance with the other three guys on their squad.
Yeah, this will be, I think, the third time I've been able to see Fredericktown play this year, and they do. They have some good offensive scores. They've just been struggling to piece things together and get that balanced scoring that really kind of sets you over the competition. So we'll see if they're able to, get back into that groove tonight before we head into the second part of the season. And taking a look at a player spotlight from Fredericktown, and that is Cade Carpenter. Scored a season-high 20 points against Mount Gilead on the 3rd of December. 6 games this year in double figures for him. For the season, he's averaging 16.1 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, and 2.2 steals per game. He's the guy they go through, Hayden. Yeah, he's been able to get it done. Those rebounds stick out to me as well, because along with scoring, he's been a presence in the paint, uses that height to his advantage and able to still be one of those top scorers that they know they can count on to get a bucket.
So him and Rule will be looking to lead this squad to their second victory of the season. Now, let's take a look at the homestanding Clear Fork Colts, coming in with a record of 0-8, 0-5 in the MOAC. And one of the main reasons is their youth, Hayden. They returned one letter winner from last season. One senior on the squad, and is that letter winner, Caleb Hogler, averaging 4.2 points per game. Offensively, scoring only 36.4 points per game. Defensively, allowing 56.1, but really haven't been able to get that offense going thus far this season, Hayden.
No, they haven't, and I had the chance to see them last week against Marion Harding, and Harding is a tough opponent, but it just feels like, what I've seen from the Colts so far this season is that inexperience is showing. Offensively, when they get down the court, they just don't, they don't give you that impression that they know exactly what they're going for, who they want to go through, which isn't always a bad thing, but not having that one guy who's going to be able to go get you that bucket when you need it, or that strong court leader, they just haven't had that so far this season. So this is one of those perfect opportunities when you have that youth to find that person through, you're going to struggle, but it gives you the opportunity to kind of see, who's going to emerge not just as a scorer but as a leader.
Taking a look at the player spotlight from the Colts, and it's Caden Riddle, the junior forward, for center as well. Top 15 in the MOAC, not only in scoring but in rebounding. 53% field goal percentage. He has not taken a three-pointer yet, so that's inside the arc. 11 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, 1.2 steals per game. So he does what you need from the Colts. It's just they don't have anybody else to complement him.
Yeah, and when I saw Riddle against Marion Harding, one thing that just kept going through the back of my mind was, fill him with the confidence that he needs. The numbers are there. I just think it's, a little bit, not an insecurity, but just almost a little bit of hesitance from him. He can be the guy for them offensively. He can be that main scorer, which he already is, but I think it's time for him to, just, even at that position, the center position, there's no reason he can't be the main offensive firepower for them.
Now they do have another player to complement him, and that is Adam Van Osdel. He's averaging 8.3 points per game, but that's pretty much all the offense that the Colts from Clear Fork have been able to get this season. And, they're a young squad. They're trying to get some more scores out of it. And when two of your top scorers are not seniors, it's good looking forward. But you got to think right now at 0-8, this team got to build for next season.
Yeah, 100%. Like we just talked about, I think that it's always hard, and I know a different sport, but I've been a part of some teams, where it's not an acceptance of we're not going to go out and be great and give it our all. They still do that each and every night. I firmly believe that, but it's one of those where, okay, our goals are smaller than let's win this game, let's win this quarter, let's test out this offensive set. Let's try these different things, experiment with what works for you, and try to build some success that you're going to be able to carry with the same group of guys, because that's the one advantage. You're going to be able to have some of these guys you see out there this year back again next season. So it's not throwing in the towel, but it's one of those building years, and that happens in high school sports when, you know, you only get kids for 4 years. It's going to be constant movement.
And another key to the non-success of Clear Fork, they have 3 players in the top 11 in the MOAC in turnovers. So they have to control the ball to be able to, get a better chance at things. We are going to step aside momentarily here in the Frito-Lay pregame for the playing of our national anthem by the Clear Fork Pep Band. So we'll let them take it away here momentarily.
These are high school athletes who are playing here today. They are friendly rivals as members of opposing teams. They are expected to be so regarded and so treated. This basically is the theme for interscholastic athletics, the idea of friendly competition. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country with freedoms like no other. In order to honor America, in respect for all who have served and continue to serve our country to defend our freedoms, you are invited to stand and sing our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Great rendition of our national anthem by the Clear Fork Pep Band. So we return here on the Frito-Lay pregame. This final matchup for both squads before the new year. Tomorrow we have one other game going on right now, also right here live and free on the OH Report on our Facebook and our main YouTube channel, and that is the Shelby Whippets taking on the Willard Flashes, a big matchup between 2 district powers. That game can also be seen on our Facebook and YouTube players. But now let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Frito-Lay. And let's start with the Fredericktown Freddies, Hayden. Led by Cade Carpenter, averaging 16.1 points per game, and Tegan Rule also 10.3 points per game. And this is going to be a key for both sides. They spread the wealth. You got your top 2 scorers, but for teams that struggle, you want to help. You want to get some other guys in as well to not only help you out right now, but to help your guys out in the future. And that's what I think they should do: is spread the wealth. And then the other one, defend the paint. If they can defend the paint and Kate Riddle, I think Fredericktown will be off pretty well.
Yeah, they've got to get back to, the higher scoring that they've been doing so far this season. And like you said, you got to lock down that paint for Clear Fork. That's been the one bright side. The success they have found has come in that paint, so they need to do a good job of shutting him down, as well as Bo Dernbauer. He's been another key post player for Clear Fork. So if they can do those things, and keep their offensive scoring on the downside for Clear Fork, I think they put themselves in a good position.
Dernbauer averaging 5 points a game for the Colts. As we take a look at the Clear Fork Colts keys to the game, brought to you by Frito-Lay. Offensive balance. Once again, you have a young squad trying to find some more of those scores that can help you not only for the rest of this season, but for next year. And then limit turnovers. Like I said before the anthem, 3 players from Clear Fork in the top 11 in turnovers in the MOAC. You don't want to see that. If they can limit turnovers, they'll have a good chance. They're led by Cade Riddle, 11 points per game, and Adam Van Osdol, 8.3 points per game. As both teams' starting lineups being announced, so let's take a look at the lineups. Once again brought to you by Frito-Lay, and take a look first at the Fredericktown starting lineup. Carpenter, Rule, Spearman, Lester, and Mast. Some of these names played on the KMAC Championship squad one season ago. And now taking a look at the homestanding Clear Fork Colts, looking for win number 1. Can they get it against their rival tonight? Skoog, Van Osdol, Haller, Dornbrower, and Riddle. And like you said, Hayden, they're going to turn to their guys underneath. Dornbrower and Riddle both averaging, Dornbrower with 5 points per game, Riddle 11 points per game. So they're going to try and get it inside and establish that presence underneath early on.
And I think it's interesting, too, you know, in the game that I commentated on the call with Brian here against Marion Harding, they really alternated Riddle and Dornbrower quite a bit. And now seeing them both in the starting lineup, you know, gives me a bit of excitement to see that they're going to put both of them out there. And, man, you know, as you said, if they can limit those turnovers, and I feel like turnovers have become my number one talking point on my games, but if they can limit those, I really firmly believe they give themselves a fighting chance to get their first win here tonight with the Freddies, you know, on a losing streak. We're heading into yet another holiday break, so I think the opportunity is there for them to pick up a win tonight.
And actually a change in the lineup for Fredericktown. Trevor Bellman will replace Spearman in the starting lineup. And for the Colts, Caleb Detmer will be in, replacing Victor Skoog. And we are underway. This has been the Frito-Lay pregame, and the Colts start off with the 3.
And that's one way to get things started. That's something they haven't had, is that 3-point element to their game, coming out, getting at the first shot, big confidence boost.
Just underway here. 3 by Fredericktown, missed. And the Colts back at it. Haller working at right side. Van Osdol. Back out to Detmer. We're working it around the perimeter, trying to get it inside. They do, and Riddle puts it up and in.
Yeah, Riddle displaying that strength and big presence he has in the paint, able to get that one to fall.
Quickly ahead goes Fredericktown, and Rule nearly got that one to fall. So the foul will be against Dornbrower. Rule will go to the line for 2.
And you see that explosion from Rule bringing the ball down the court really quickly. That's something that Fredericktown likes to do. They like to push that pace, look for, you know, sometimes they're looking for that first shot they can get, whether that's going to be the best option or not, but they're an up-tempo type offense.
And he hits both. So Rule gets Fredericktown on the board. It's 5-2. Just underway here from the Colt Corral. Dornbrower works it around. That's Van Osdol. Now to Haller from the elbow. Off the back iron, offensive rebound.
Those second chance points can become huge for you, know, especially when you're a team that's scrappy like this one.
Nice look by Dornbrower. Dornbeer with his first points. It's 7-2. Rule. Left side to Cade Carpenter. Backs it out. They'll reset. Colts in a 2-3 zone. Rule works his way, splits the defense. He has all 4 points. Back to a 3-point game, 2 minutes in.
Beautiful job to control the ball there on that possession from him.
But right back down on the other side, Van Osdale hits. And then a carry, the first turnover of the night. So we take a look at the three-pointer on the Park National Bank replay. Nice strokes, nothing but net.
Yeah, they need that. You know, that's a big help to them. Their offense hitting that three-pointer, you know, something they haven't had. They've been missing. You know, if you got the hot hand, keep going.
Riddle, double team, looking to go outside. Nearly got it stripped, but it goes right to Dornbeer. Clear Fork trying to reverse it out. Gets it to Riddle. Riddle spin around jumper. That's going to be short. Rebound to Fredericktown.
And we'll see how they continue to target that matchup. Rule, you know, it's no secret he's a size mismatch with that post position. So we'll see if Clear Fork continues to try and run their offense through the paint. But with this three-point shooting going this way so far, I think they'll continue to take anything they can get.
Colts get a break, however. So Freddie stepped on the sideline as he ran up. So the Colts up 6, looking to add on to this lead. Haller, top the key to Van Alsdale. Back to Haller for 3. Yes!
Woo!
Third 3 already for the Colts. It's a 9-point lead.
Definitely one of their better offensive first quarters so far this season. Great shooting from the field from them early in this one.
Rule, left side to Lester. Back out, Bellman for 3. Off the front iron, doesn't go. Tracked down, though, by Carpenter. Somehow he saves it to Rule and then gets it back out to Bellman. But then they turn it over.
And they're still fighting for it.
That'll be a jump ball possession. Will stay with Fredericktown, so they got a break there. Colts making its first substitution. Logan Anderson checking in. Freddie's looking to inbound. They do to Ben Mast. Inside to Carpenter. Nice post move. Too strong off the glass. Offensive rebound. Put back good. Tegan Rule once again. Should take a look at the replay. Got the positioning, strong to the bucket, gets it to fall.
Yeah, Tegan Rule with a chance to have 7 points here, all 7 of the Freddy's points, depending on whether he knocks down this one. And so far doing it all for the Freddy's here, you know, fighting for those second chance points, hustling up and down the court.
Gets the free throw, 13-7. All 7 points by Tegan Rule. Haller patiently waiting to set the offense up. Gets double teamed, but finds the open shot. That's going to be a charge. Detmer took it to the hole, but lowered the shoulder.
And who else but Tegan Rule there picking up the charge for the Freddies.
So Fredericktown with a chance to cut into this lead even more, but they turn it over again. 4th turnover by the Freddies.
Yeah, Trevor Bellman looked like, you know, a little bit of miscommunication, wasn't ready for that one out on the arc, and you know, we kept turnovers in Clear Fork's keys to the game, but one of those that is almost a relevant key for any team on any given night.
Victor Scoot checking in. He did start this season in the starting lineup. Detmer from the elbow, off the mark. Back come the Freddies. Carpenter from deep, yes. Cade Carpenter onto the board with a 3. It's a 3-point game.
And that's something that I think each time I've watched Fredericktown, Carpenter's not afraid to do. You know, take a couple dribbles, step up, and if they're going to give him that much space, he'll pull that one any day.
Anderson to Riddle. Layup shot too strong. Wanted to foul, didn't get it. Back comes Fredericktown. Rule into the lane. Nice pass. 2 points. Give that to Brady Lester. It's a 1-point game. Nice ball movement there on the fast break. Easy bucket.
And that's why I talk about that speed from Fredericktown. You see how quickly a lead can dissipate if you're Clear Fork, and they're figuring it out right now.
Van Osdale, too strong. Now Fredericktown all of a sudden have a chance to take the lead here.
A big defensive possession if you're Clear Fork here, because you can feel that momentum shifting a bit, so you want to, slow that down as quick as possible, put an end to that.
Right side, Carpenter. Another deep three. Almost got the bounce to go, but it falls into the hands of Clear Fork and Victor Skoog. Quickly ahead, over to Skoog. Now to Anderson, and he's going to be fouled on the baseline. Take a look at that great passing once again, Hayden.
A little combination of
Cade Carpenter and Hayden, Caden.
Flows. Yeah, and just great. Great passing from them. The ball movement has really shown a difference here from the beginning of the game to now.
Inbounds to Dornberg. To Skoog, top of the key. Right side to Detmer. Now Anderson. Van Osdale from the elbow. Doesn't get it, and then on the rebound, they're going to get Anderson with his second foul.
Yeah, a couple of mid-range looks there that are really tough shots that if you're Clear Fork, I would like to see them not settle for those, especially with the fact that, there's no shot clock you're working against here, so reset, reset that offense. Don't force up a tough contested mid-range jumper if you don't have to.
90 seconds left here, first quarter. 3 in the corner, off the front iron, rebound to Clear Fork. Quickly ahead, 3 in the air by Van Osdale. He hits it short. So both teams trying to rely on the three-point shot right now. And after a strong start by Clear Fork, they haven't been able to hit.
Yeah, shooting's gone cold for both sides from the field. Fredericktown's been leading this charge here in this comeback, but a lot of that's come from the paint.
Hook shot, offensive rebound. That's Spearman. Right side, quick ball movement again. Cade Carpenter will pull it out. 45 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Clear Fork leading by 1. Quick pass to Bellman. Back to Mast. And then the Carpenter again. They're going to hold for the final shot here. It seems, I should say, they're going to hold for the final shot.
Yeah, when we seem to talk about that, it never seems to happen. 25 ticks left. If they have that open look, maybe they'll take it, but it definitely does seem like they're going to hold.
Coach yelling, we're going to go at 15, so.
We'll see if they let Carpenter just kind of work this isolation.
Inside, Rule, layup, got it. With 5 seconds left, Fredericktown leads. Quickly across half court, Skoog pulls up at the buzzer.
Oh.
Yes, he hit
it! Victor Skoog.
Take a look at that replay.
Shoo. Talk about a shooter's bounce there, Trav.
We played one here at the Colt Corral. Your score, Clear Fork 16, Fredericktown 14. You're watching Boys High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.
When you need cardiovascular care, you want an integrated team collaborating on your treatment from your first office visit to your final rehab session. At Knox Community Hospital, our cardiovascular experts offer decades of experience in heart attack treatments, coronary and carotid stents, angioplasties, aneurysm repairs, pacemakers, heart failure, and more. Want comprehensive cardiovascular care? At Knox Community Hospital, we don't miss a beat.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Second quarter action underway here from the Colt Corral. Clear Fork unable to hit on its first possession. Fredericktown now with its first. Carpenter quickly ties things up after the Victor Skoog buzzer beater. And it's 16 all. On the other end, off the front iron, offensive rebound, Riddle muscles his way up and misses the layup, gets his own rebound again, got it in one.
And that's what Riddle does, you know, stick with that shot. I'm glad, you know, he didn't give up on the play. A little bit too much power the first time around as you take a look on the Park National Bank replay, but just uses that size that he has, stuck with it, able to get another big two for them and chance to put them up by 3.
Foul against Carpenter, his first. Misses the free throw. So the lead remains at 2. Rule turns it over. Tried looking inside, but went to a Colt. Skoog will slow things down. Riddle. Dornbeer. Now to Skoog. Patient basketball thus far by Clear Fork, and it's paid off as they lead by 2 here. Just about a minute and a half into the second quarter.
Yeah, like what I've seen from the Colts, you know, after one quarter, obviously three-point shooting, something they don't excel in, flourishing here tonight, and that's going to be another and one there for Caden Riddle, and he's really taken over here in the early parts of the second quarter.
And that's what they're going to need him to do. 6 points now. It's going to be against Tegan Rule, his first.
And I think what I'm seeing right now from Riddle is the ability I talked about pregame, just it's there. This is what he can do. 6 quick points in a matter of a minute and a half. He's capable of that, you know, especially when you have that height advantage out here tonight. It's going to make for some difficult matchups, and if you're the Freddies, sometimes fouls are going to be the only way to stop that. So I would like to see if Coach Bechtel's going to want to continue to utilize him in a way that's going to benefit them.
So he hits the and one opportunity. Clear Fork by 5. 21-16. Fredericktown looking for an answer. Carpenter with it. Looking to drive in. Instead, spin move, layaway. Yes. Fadeaway jumper. Good for Carpenter. He has 7. 21-18.
Great defense there from the Freddies that forced a big turnover.
That's the second Clear Fork turnover of the night. Left side to Lester. Works it to Spearman. Now to Carpenter. Another deep 3 off the back iron, then the wire, so that'll be out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Colts with 5:42 left here in quarter number 2. Travis Berardi alongside Hayden Gray here from the Colt Corral. Welcoming you in live and free on Facebook and YouTube. Let us know where you're watching from. Give us a shout out, and we'll shout you out when we have a moment. Kick pass, working it back out. 3 in the air by Haller, yes.
Great stroke there from Haller, and I think what we're seeing too, a big part of the success for them has been balanced scoring, spreading that love. Where on the other side, you know, Fredericktown, first quarter it was Rule, and we're seeing a little bit more Carpenter here in the second quarter, but they need to find that balance and blend that's going to work for them.
Nice up and under move goes down for Bellman, his first points of the night. Back to a 4-point game. Freddy's in that man-to-man defense. Haller thought about taking the 3, but instead traveled, and the ball will go back to Fredericktown, trailing by 4. Take a look at that nice move on the Park National Bank replay.
Yeah, a couple of chances there for some Colts to potentially put up a 3. Thought we might see Riddle's first 3-point attempt of the year. Passed up on that one.
Freddy's. Carpenter inside, triple teamed. Right side now to Xavier Mullins. And we're getting a
I believe there may have been a
3-second call. So the 6th Fredericktown turnover.
So far, neither side in astronomically high turnover numbers. I know 6 for Fredericktown's a bit higher than they'd like to see with 4 minutes to go in the second, but it hasn't felt as though it's been a turnover festival.
And as you say
as I say it, a turnover.
Jinx always happens. We apologize, but just that's what it is.
Yep.
Bellman shuffled the feet before throwing it off the Colt defender, and with exactly 4 minutes to play here, score remains 24-20. Victor Skoog will check back in. We'll give Dornbeer a break. Spearman will also come into the game and replace Xavier Mullins. 4 fouls to 3. Clear Fork with 4 fouls. Fredericktown with 3.
And I think
not a ton of turnovers either, so cleanly played game so far, Hayden.
Yeah, and I think that's benefited the Colts. You know, we just talked about it in pregame. They average about 36 points a game. They're just 12 shy of that here in the second quarter.
Skoog, right side. Back out to Haller. Man right on him. Gets it to Skoog again in the corner. Haller from 3 feet behind the line. Doesn't get it. Rebound. For a second was in the hands of Fredericktown, but he couldn't collect it out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Colts with 3:31 left. And the home squad leading by 4. I'll remind you to stay tuned for the Frito-Lay halftime show. We'll have stats analysis and possibly an interview with Clear Fork girls head coach Scott Sellers ahead of tomorrow night's huge MOAC battle between 10-0 Shelby and 10-1 Clear Fork, first place in conference on the line. That shot by Riddle just offline. Fredericktown back with a chance to cut this to 1 possession. Right side, 3 in the air, off the iron, no good. And a foul on the rebound by Rule. Will give the Colts possession with 3:03 left.
Yeah, Rule went in for that one, and I like the effort, but sometimes that, you know, those second chances can also get you in trouble. You got to be very cautious of who's around you and where, so got to pick up another foul. Neither team, as we said, you know, no one's in high risk of fouling out, not too much foul trouble yet. Both teams shy of getting into the bonus here still with 3 minutes to go, so it's been a rather clean game for both sides.
Under 3 to play. 24-20. Colts have been playing a patient offense as well. They've been able to run clock off, and most of the time been able to cash in on some points as well. Inside the Riddle, but he's quickly triple teamed. Back out. Haller steps into a 3. Got it.
And I like that take by Haller there, because although he just missed his last attempt on that one, he's also had, you know, 3 or 4 previous fall in for him this evening. So it's nice to see, you know, kind of get back into that groove, show that confidence.
They're actually going to say that was a 2-pointer. Stepped on the line when he stepped into it. So nonetheless, Colts leading by 6. We're going to have a foul. That's going to be on Riddle, his first. So Fredericktown will inbound underneath the Clear Fork basket. Mast gets it inside. Carpenter, nice ball fake, and he will go to the line for 2. Let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, nice job. Heads up play by Carpenter. You know, noticed Riddle off his feet and just a slight bit. You know, you always got to give into it a little bit, draw that foul.
And quickly, that's going to be his second foul, so he's going to be taking a seat on the bench here, possibly for the rest of the half, just because Coach Bechtel doesn't want to give him the chance to get that third foul.
Yeah, they're going to bring Bo Durmer in for him, and we'll see. You know, Bo's another guy who can get it done, I think, in the paint, gets a lot of those second chance opportunities just because of that height and that wingspan, but we'll see if you know, the Freddies take this opportunity to attack the paint a little bit more with Carpenter.
He makes the second. Cuts this to a 5-point game. 8 points for Cade Carpenter. Coming up on 2 minutes left in the half. Clear Fork by 5. Anderson works it around to Skoog. Nice pass inside. Dernbeer got it.
Skoog showing off some of those quarterbacking techniques, translating over from the turf to the hardwood.
You just love to see fast ball movement turn into a layup. That's a coach's dream right there.
Oh, yeah, you know, if you're on the connecting end of that pass, no pressure but to make that thing, you know.
Coming up on 90 seconds left in the half. 7-point lead for Clear Fork, their largest of the game. Carpenter fakes the 3. Still in control of it, but loses it. 8th turnover, and then a frustration foul by Carpenter. That'll be his second. Let's take a look at that passing on the other end, though.
Yeah.
Just quick throws. Perfect cut right down the middle of the lane. And the Colts cash in.
Yeah, both sides have to be working in sync there. You know, great pass from Skoog, but on the other end, a great job by Dernbeer to be ready and corral that one in and put it up.
Corral that in the Colt corral.
There we go, my first pun.
Welcome to the show, bud. Kicks it top of the lane. Haller from just inside the arc. Hits another. Haller in the double figures. Quickly on the other end, Mullins up and over, throws it back out. Mast into the lane, loses it, turns it over. Quickly ahead. Haller to the lane. That's going to be a block called this time. So he'll go to the line for 2 and a chance to make this double-digit game as we take a look at the replay. I think they got rule for leaning ahead of the block. And that'll be Rule's 3rd foul.
Yeah, that's a killer for them. You know, scoring's been a bit slower from him here in the second quarter, but what he brings to the table in terms of speed and athleticism and leadership, you don't want to have him sit down. Still going to stay on the court with 50 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Detmer will take his seat for the Colts. Second free throw up and good. So it is a 10-point game. Coming up on 45 seconds left. Lester holding it. And just like the first quarter, it looks like Fredericktown will hold for the last shot.
And they're hoping that it doesn't turn out like last time. You know, Skoog able to hit the buzzer beater at the end of the first, so we'll see.
Yeah, they went a little bit early because they did get the bucket, but Skoog quickly hit the buzzer beater on the other end.
We'll see if they slow it down here this time.
And they are going to start a little bit later. They started at 15 last time. Now they're at 10. Lester looking right side. Luke Bean with it in the corner. 3 seconds left, and he stepped on the baseline. Another turnover. The 10th turnover. 1.6 left.
We're just going to go ahead and go wide for this.
That's deflected. And that'll be it. We've reached the half here at the Colt Corral. Your score after 16 minutes. Clear Fork 31, Fredericktown 21. We'll take a break. Be back with the Frito-Lay halftime show right after this. You're watching Boys High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now.
When you need cardiovascular care, you want an integrated team collaborating on your treatment from your first office visit to your final rehab session. At Knox Community Hospital, our cardiovascular experts offer decades of experience in heart attack treatments, coronary and carotid stents, angioplasties, aneurysm repairs, pacemakers, heart failure, and more. Want comprehensive cardiovascular care? At Knox Community Hospital, we don't miss a beat.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
It is halftime here at the Colt Corral with your score after 16 minutes. Clear Fork leading Fredericktown 31-21. Travis Berardi back here courtside now with Clear Fork girls head coach Scott Sellers. Coach, you got quite the big matchup coming up tomorrow here at the Colt Corral. 10-1 Clear Fork taking on 10-0 Shelby. First place on the line. You guys got to be feeling pretty excited for what's coming up tomorrow.
We are, Travis. Great seeing you again.
Always good to see you.
Should be a great atmosphere tomorrow. I know the kids are super excited. We had a good practice today. You know, unfortunately, I've watched a lot of Shelby film, and they look really, really, really good this year. I mean, you know, it's teams like Shelby certainly make Clear Fork better as a program, and you know, I think they did all off season, and I think they continue to push teams like ours this season, and you know, it'll be a great challenge for us.
Well, that's the team to beat right now in this district. It's you guys.
They might be the team to beat in the state. I mean, I think that they're that good and that talented. I mean, I look at a team with 3 seniors that are all going to play next level ball. You know, their next 4 or 5 kids are all, you know, they would start on basically every team in the conference. You know, add on top of that, you know, their best players play the hardest. And, you know, I think the world of their coach. She does a fantastic job, and they got great community support. So, you know, I think they got it going for a reason, and you know, there'll be a challenge for anybody this year.
But you guys, you're 10-1 coming in here. What's been the key to your guys' success thus far this season?
A couple things. One, you know, the kids put in the work. Certainly in the offseason. You know, from April through October, I've said this, I said it all last year, is, you know, a lot of these games are won in the offseason, and, you know, we had a good offseason. I think that's one. 2, you know, I don't think I've ever been around a group of kids that have liked each other as much as this team has. You know, it's a little cliche to say, but, you know, it certainly is the case. They really like each other. They're very unselfish. And then, you know, you add that onto the floor with kids like, you know, Trinity Cook, who's a senior coming back. She's been fantastic. Lily Wortman. I got a couple sophomores, and Kylie Belcher, Annika Labaki, Liv Davis, our junior. You know, Pacer Christina. I mean, I can go on, but, you know, they're very unselfish. They play super hard. And then you couple that with, you know, a kid that is one of the best centers in the area, certainly, and Becca Conrad, who's a walking double-double. And, you know, she's played really well this year. Her conditioning's been really good, and you know, we're really happy with where she's been, and you know, we're playing hard, and we're playing scrappy, and we're playing fun.
So, coming back to tomorrow, what's going to be the key to get the victory and get into the first place in the MOAC with the Whippets?
Well, you know, for one, I think we gotta withstand the first 5 minutes of that game. You know, I know that our kids are going to be pumped up. Like I know the Shelby kids will be pumped up. It'll probably be the biggest crowd either of us have seen. And so there's a lot of motion when you're talking 16, 17, 18-year-old kids playing in that environment. So I think that's one, being able to withstand that. You know, two, and it's just, you know, playing tough and playing the way that we like to play against a team that plays certainly a lot like we do. And, you know, we play a lot like they do. And, you know, there's some things there that we're going to have to adjust to, because the level of physicality, quite frankly, we haven't seen this year, Travis. And, you know, we're certainly looking forward to it.
Well, I cannot wait to call this. I'll be on the call with Mansfield Senior Girls head coach Javar Hudgens. The only way he was going to be able to get in here and scout, so me and him will be on the call. But
yes, I can't wait to see him.
This is a great district, possibly district semifinal, district championship preview right here. You got some really good teams, but I also like the fact of your non-conference schedule. Not only do you have conference schedules with Shelby, but you play the likes of Loudonville as well, another tough test, and it's going to get you guys ready for the tournament.
We got Cardington, who's I think one of the best teams in the state as well. You know, we had Fredericktown last night; they were really good. You know, hopefully we get to see Shelby 3 times this year. I mean, be careful what you wish for, but if we see them a 3rd time, it means that, you know, we've done things pretty well in the postseason as well. So, yeah, really looking forward to it.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time, sir.
Thanks, brother.
I'll talk to you tomorrow before the game, but good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, Travis. Appreciate it.
Head coach Scott Sellers of the Clear Fork Lady Colts. One of the biggest games they've had in quite some time coming up tomorrow. But for now, during the halftime, let's take a look now at the halftime stats brought to you by Frito-Lay as I bring back Hayden Gray. Field goals, 12-8 in favor of the Colts. But the big stat, Hayden, right now, 3-pointers, 5 threes by the Colts compared to only 1 by Fredericktown.
Yeah, that's been really big for them this evening, because we're not accustomed to seeing this 3-point barrage that we've seen from the Clear Fork Colts, but although it's just been 5, you know, it's almost felt like it's been 10, how much it's boosted their confidence, how much it's done for them offensively as a unit. You know, you're seeing Caleb Holler play just extremely confident, step into his shot, continue to shoot even through the struggles, and I think that's allowed them to move the ball more, because when they're playing more dynamic and knocking down shots that defensively, you know, Fredericktown probably wasn't too overly prepared for happening this evening. It makes you kind of switch up the game plan on the other side, so they're able to be more dynamic and doing more of what they want to tonight, using Riddle in the paint, and we'll see, you know, what adjustments Coach made for the Freddies at halftime. And if you're Clear Fork, I think, you know, you just want to keep boosting these guys' confidence, and Coach Bechtel, I'm sure, gave them a great message at half.
Some of the other stats. Turnovers, not that much. Fredericktown did have 10. Clear Fork with 5. Both teams with 6 fouls. Free throws, 4 of 5 for Fredericktown, 2 of 4 for the Colts. But this has been the Frito-Lay halftime. So we are just about ready to start 3rd quarter action. And what would you like to see out of the start to the 3rd quarter for Fredericktown to try and get back into this, Hayden?
I think if you're Fredericktown, you are, you know, remaining calm. This is a 10-point game. They've probably, you know, over the last 6 games, the difficulties they've encountered, they've been in this scenario before in the last couple weeks. So I think if you're them, look back at the first quarter, what was going well. You know, at halftime, it's one of those where you're coach, you just ask those guys, what are you seeing out there? What happened in that first quarter? Were they able to make that run and, you know, just boost their confidence and try and help them, you know, come out here and play with that chip off their shoulder or on, and see what you can get going offensively.
Tonight's high school basketball broadcast brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsors, Adena Corporation, Frito-Lay, Knox Community Hospital, and Park National Bank. The Freddies starting things off here, looking to get this back to single digits. Clear Fork with a nice end to the first half, gets them up 10. Bellman into the lane. Kicks it back out the mast. Now to Carpenter for three. Off the front iron, rebound to the Colts.
I do like that possession, although he missed that shot. It looked like we saw a little bit more of that patience the Colts displayed in the first half. You know, trying to get Cade Carpenter an open look that he's comfortable with, just wasn't able to get it to splash that time.
Dornbeer working it around to Haller. Back out to Van Osdale. Now Haller again with the runner, too strong, punched out. Now will go out of bounds and back to Fredericktown. So both teams unable to score on their first possessions of half number 2.
I like the runner by Haller. Here I am again talking about a shot that didn't fall, but still wanting to bring it up. You know, now he knows that defense is going to key in a bit on him on those three-pointers. So a little ball fake and just a little bit too much power on his floater.
3 in the air by Rule, way off. Rebound back to Clear Fork. Score in our other game, third quarter action, Willard 41, Shelby 32. So Willard with the lead over the Whippets. Haller for another 3 off the back iron, rebound to Carpenter.
Yeah, the game on our other channel. I'll be real interested to stay up with that one. You know, we had a chance to, before Christmas, see Willard and a really, really athletic team, both teams this year.
Quickly ahead, Rule gets the and one, and that's a big bucket for Fredericktown to start this second half for them. Foul's going to go against Caleb Haller, his first. Once again, I want to welcome everybody in live and free on the OH Report. Let us know where you're watching from. Give us a shout out. We'll shout you out. And yes, Nick, it is going to be a titanic battle between Clear Fork and Shelby tomorrow. Really looking forward to that one, but we still have a half left here. Lane violation. It's going to be a lane violation against Brady Lester.
Something I've been seeing pop up quite a bit more frequently again this season. You know, officials cracking down on that one.
Van Osdale gets across the timeline. Dornbeer back out to Haller. Now to Van Osdale. Clear Fork once again patiently looking for a shot. Into the lane. Detmer will go to the line. Take a look at the Park National Bank replay. It's going to go against Carpenter. That's going to be his third.
So now you're going to see Cade Carpenter with 3, Tegan Rule with 3, and those are their 2, largest offensive threats on the team. So want to keep them out of foul trouble as he extends this back up to 9-point lead. So you're going to need those guys in there if you're the Freddies.
Bit short. Misses the second. And on the other end, we're going to have 2 more shots. That's going to go against Haller. That'll send Brady Lester to the line. 32-23 to score. Lester makes the first. Three points for Lester. He gets both. Fredericktown now in a full court press, and they get the turnover.
The defense absolutely swarmed there and able to get another big turnover.
Carpenter spins around, back out front. Mast almost lost it, gets it back to Carpenter. 3 minutes gone by in this third quarter, and we're going to get a foul. I believe that'll go against Van Osdale. And it will, his first.
I've seen the refs call things a little bit more closely here in the beginning of the second half. We'll see how fouls begin to play into both teams, but I think this is a big possession for Clear Fork defensively. Leads, decreased down to 7, and Fredericktown showing they're going to stay in that trap, so want to get some stops.
Top of the key, Carpenter. Now to Bellman. Inside to Lester. Hits another shot. Here come the Freddies. It's 32-27. They get another steal. Layup shot doesn't fall, but they will go to the line again for 2 as we take a look at the replay. Off the inbounds pass. It was Bellman.
And this is, again, crucial because watching Marion Harding, and I think this is a great timeout by Coach Bechtel here, was just going to bring up, the importance of possibly needing to use one right there. Watching the trap that Marion Harding put on these Colts a couple, last week. It's not their number one thing that they do well is handle that trap, so I think Coach needs to go ahead and address that right now before this lead, gets changed back to a tie game.
32-27. Fredericktown, although, going to the line with a chance to cut this to 1 possession. Colts looking for win number 1 on the season. Fredericktown looking for win number 2. And a rivalry victory. The Colts have won 3 of the last 5. However, last year, Fredericktown were victors. Actually, January 12th, they defeated Clear Fork 67-51. As the Freddies won the KMAC championship with Centerburg. As we return back to action, Trevor Bellman will shoot. So after tonight, only 1 more live stream left before the new year. That will be the titanic battle between 10-1 and 10-0 here. The girls' side, Shelby Clear Fork. Myself and Javar Hudgens, head coach of Mansfield Senior Girls, will be on the call tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for that one. Getting to be in the building for it will be a great experience, and both teams playing absolutely phenomenal ball this year. And
we're going to have to be here early. So
yeah.
Very early if we want to get position, because this place is going to be packed. It's both. And it is a 1-possession game, 32-29. An 8-1 run to start by Fredericktown. Colts finally break that press. Haller gets it to Anderson. Back to Haller, top of the key. He tries to drive but kicks it to Scoop. 4:30 left here, 3rd quarter. Colts had as much as a 10-point lead here in the 3rd. Skoog into the lane, almost got stripped from behind, gets his own rebound, but they're going to call a jump ball. And it'll stay with the Colts.
Yeah, great effort there by Victor Skoog to keep possession on that one. And now we're going to see that patience that we talked about in the first half really tested by them because, all the anxiousness that comes from trying to get the ball across court in that trap. Sometimes when you get that first open look, the minute you get across court, you want to take it. But you saw, Holler kind of reset things and spread that ball around and look for a better shot to set up offensively.
Tried to get the Riddle, but they turned it over. The 8th turnover by Clear Fork tonight. Carpenter on the other end, left side, 3 in the air by Lester, off the front iron, gets his own rebound. Spin move, put back good. 1-point game. Colts looking to try and break this run by Fredericktown.
And some of that, just sloppy passing like right there. We've got to see that switching up.
Haller somehow able to get it back. Works around to Anderson. Back to Skoog. Patiently trying to get that in. We're going to get a foul. That's going to go against Bellman.
Going to get a big group of subs coming in.
That'll be Bellman's 2nd.
Mason Pipes, Bo Durnberg. Caleb Detmer going to check in. Excuse me, Caleb Detmer going to stay in. Correct.
I know what you meant. Van Osdale gets it in. Skoog looking for him, trying to get it inside to a posted up Dornbeer. Can't get to him yet. They finally get it into him. Gets positioning, puts it up. Won't go, but he will go to the line. Just take a look at the replay. Was able to get around Carpenter, but I think the foul's going to go against Ben Mast.
Foul,
and that will be
21 Mast. 41 Dornbeer to the line.
Dornbeer, first free throws of the night.
And that's going to be a breath of fresh air for Fredericktown and Coach Dibling. You know, Cade Carpenter could have been looking at 4 fouls there and able to stay away from that one.
Dornbeer coming into this game was 8 for 8 from the line.
Let's hope the announcer jinx doesn't come into play here. And that's one of those things right there that makes me want to see them go through him more when he's in, just his ability to pick up fouls. Consistent shooter from the free throw line.
Clear Fork by 2, under 3 left in the third. Carpenter spin move off the glass, yes, count it. Wow.
It's just been a matter of time before one of those shots fell for Cade Carpenter as you take a look on the Park National Bank replay. And he's been looking for those kind of turnaround mid-range, the elevation, you know, just great shooting for him there from Carpenter.
And just like that, he has a chance to give Fredericktown the lead back. And he does. 34-33. Fredericktown with the lead. A 13-2 run by Fredericktown here in the third quarter. That was a nice job by Mullins to get around that screen. Detmer airballs that. And we're going to get a foul. No, we're not getting a foul there. It looked like he was pointing like it was a foul, but it was just knocked out of bounds. So it'll go back to Fredericktown, looking to now add on to their lead.
Yeah, and that's another big test and one of those things where you can see some of those flags that comes out of a team with, you know, very, very fresh varsity experience. How do you handle a lead? And then when that depletes, when that dissipates, how do you build back? Do you remain tough, or do you begin to panic?
Mullins gets his own rebound. Gets it back out to Carpenter somehow. They're going to try and reset. Coming up on 90 seconds left in the third. Spearman, right side. Will try and work it back to the top of the key, but instead throws it away. Bean and Rule will check in for the Freddies, while Haller will come back in for the Colts. Despite the big run by Fredericktown, the Colts still with a chance to take the lead on this possession. And they're going with the home run ball. Skook had to come back for it, but that might have been better for him.
Yeah, they had, you know, taken that trap off for possession, but after that break and the substitutions, putting it right back on to those Colts, so forcing them to handle that pressure.
And a travel. The 9th turnover by the Colts. And with 75 seconds left, Fredericktown will most likely run some clock. This is about the point where they tried to hold for the last shot the last couple of quarters.
Yeah, this is when they've typically slowed things down, passed things around for a bit, and then we'll see, you know, where between 15 and 10 seconds, if they can hold it for that long, where they'll choose to begin their play.
That's what they're doing. A screen down, move back up, pass. Running a version of the flex offense.
And if you're Clear Fork, you know, never to settle, but, you know, you're content here playing good defense. You don't want to foul. still a 1-point game.
Mullins back out the Bellman. Under 30 to play in the third. And I know you, Hayden, the man who wants the shot clock, is loving this. Coach Dibbling's going to call a 30-second timeout, but a minute run off the clock there without a shot.
Now, you know, there are some situations where, very similar to our other sports like football, where I do understand, you know, clock management is a big part of athletics. And so, you know, kind of like our boss said, if you can do it, more power to you. And in these situations, I'm somewhat okay with it. I think maybe those situations where you're doing that every last possession, it's not my style of basketball, but I definitely see where you're going with that.
Yeah, we've discussed this on the podcast multiple times, but
it's hard.
I'm fine not because it makes you play defense. If you want them to take a shot or if you want to get the ball back, you need to go get it.
Right.
Now, in this case, Coach Bechtel, we're down 1 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Just let them go. And that's, you know, it's okay. That's the decision of the coach trailing right now. We'll let them take the last shot. We'll get a stop here. Maybe we get a steal or something, but if not, okay. Quickly inside, Rule, and they turn it over. 2-1, pushes it ahead. Can't get the shot off, though, and that will do it for the third quarter. Your score after 3, Clear Fork trailing now, 34-33 to Fredericktown. We'll be back live and free on the OH Report.
When you need cardiovascular care, you want an integrated team collaborating on your treatment from your first office visit to your final rehab session. At Knox Community Hospital, our cardiovascular experts offer decades of experience in heart attack treatments, coronary and carotid stents, angioplasties, aneurysm repairs, pacemakers, heart failure, and more. Want comprehensive cardiovascular care? At Knox Community Hospital, we don't miss a beat.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
In the words of OH Report President and CEO Brian Skoronsky, it's money time here at the Colt Corral. Fredericktown with a 34-33 lead, and they just added to that from Tegan Rule. And they get the steal.
Big turnover.
Fredericktown, a 13-2 third quarter gave them the 1-point lead to make that now a 15-2 run. And now they will patiently look for a shot with the 3-point lead.
And this is when you'll really see the discipline of the Colts tested, you know, not accustomed to being in the position of holding a lead and then having that dwindle a bit and needing to fight back in this scenario.
Now, 2 days before Christmas, they faced Northmore here, but Northmore had a sizable lead where Clear Fork chipped away. It's not quite the same situation here because, like you said, they held the lead. But they do get the turnover. Stolen away by Haller. See if they cut this back to 1 or tie it with a 3.
And as you bring up that Northmore contest, you know, that's one of those things where they have been on both sides, and I think that just comes together to, you know, learning to play a complete game, whether they've given up a lead or are chipping into one. They just need to put together 2 halves of basketball.
Where's this going? And they're going to say it went off of Clear Fork. What hustle there.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the tail end of this. Just both. That's 100% hustle. The referees didn't call a foul there. They let them play. I like that they didn't call that there.
Yes. I really love seeing the effort out of both, you know, sides there too. Close game and
rivalry game
yeah.
too.
as we talked about, both teams real hungry for a win, so doesn't always, record doesn't always reflect how much of a quality game it's going to be, and sometimes when you get these teams with, on the lower end of their conferences, quality basketball really gets played.
2 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Fredericktown leading 36-33. Carpenter faked the three, kicks it back out. Now to Mast and to Rule. Carpenter looking, spin move, and they're going to get the foul. Take a look at that.
It's tough from here.
It's close. Because the swipe across, ball didn't get deflected. That's close. That's close. Nonetheless, it's going to be Detmer's third. And Carpenter, who's 2 of 3 from the line tonight, will go back. He hits the first.
So key players from both sides, approaching or have hit 3 fouls. We'll see with about 6 minutes to go if that's going to become a factor.
Well, the factor right now is Clear Fork's lack of scoring in the second half. Able to break the press. Haller deflected out of bounds. It will stay with the Colts with 5:40 remaining. They trail now by 5. And it's worth noting that Fredericktown next foul will be in the 1-and-1. Gets it into Haller. Right side to Skoog. Tried to go in, but he turns it over. Carpenter quickly the other end. Layup shot off the iron. No. Rebound to Clear Fork, and that's going to be a foul 96 feet away.
Yeah, just too much power there from Cade Carpenter on that one. Can't have those passes on the other end if you're the Clear Fork Colts. Got to take every possession seriously and stress the importance of that.
Foul will go against Spearman, his first, the team's 4th of the half. They still have 2 fouls to give. And that's a 5-second call. 13th Clear Fork turnover, unable to get it in. And that just hurts.
Yeah, after doing a good job of managing turnovers in the first half, with the exception of, I know they've turned the trap on here in the second half. But got to crack down on those as we have a bit of a delayed buzzer for a sub in. We'll see what the officials decide here. The ball had already been inbounded, but then we had a bit of a delayed buzzer for a sub.
They're going to let the sub come in.
One of those, if it's in the middle of a shot, then we might be in a bit of a pickle there. But I think both sides are all right with resetting this.
And we're back. Gets it into Carpenter. Almost got it stripped away. Kicks it back up the Rule. Back inside, wide open, layup shot, yes. Lester with the layup. It's a 7-point game. Skoog across half court, deflected out.
Just right now, you're just seeing Fredericktown really come to life. Now, you want that all 4 quarters and not always just. They displayed effort all night, but you can definitely tell the intensities really kicked it up a notch. They're just getting hands-on everywhere.
Bellman will check back in for Fredericktown. Just over 5 minutes left in regulation. 7-point lead for Fredericktown, their largest of the night. Gets it into Haller. Right side to Riddle. Tried to get it back out, but turned it over again. Here comes Fredericktown. Rule, layup, yes, and one.
I was waiting for that bucket where we were going to see that beast inside of Tegan Rule come back out. Did you take a look at that beautiful replay?
That's Haller's third. And it's been nothing but Fredericktown here in the second half. Rule to finish the 3-point play. Off the iron. No good. The drought continues for Clear Fork. Coming up on the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Nice passing inside, deflected out.
Man.
That's a turnover. 15th turnover by the Colts.
Bechtel's got to take another timeout, which, again, I think this team could use right now. And there's just not much, you know, still take that timeout and talk to your guys and calm them down. But just unfortunately, there's not much Coach Bechtel could do from the sideline to allow those passes to be crisp, clean, quick. He can only help you so much before you got to make that decision, as you know, for yourself.
Take a look at the cheerleaders from the Colts doing some nice flips. Always a fan favorite here on the OH Reports, the flippers. You had an update also from another KMAC squad, Centerburg, undefeated so far, but trailing in their holiday game.
Yeah, Centerburg was down 22-8 to Grandview at the end of the first quarter. Now, early in the game, and we know Centerburg's one of those teams that can score quickly and shift things just like Fredericktown has here tonight. But for all our KMAC fans tuning in, there's a bit of an update there.
Also, just a reminder, we close out our 2021 of live streams tomorrow night right back here. 10-0 Shelby, 10-1 Clear Fork. Clear Fork win puts them back in a tie for first place in the MOAC. A Lady Whippets win gives them a 2-game lead going into the new year. Myself, Javar Hudgens, Mansfield Senior Girls head coach, will be on the call of that. Colts trying the full court man-to-man. Fredericktown breaks it. And they will turn it over. 14th turnover by Fredericktown, and a turnover that Clear Fork really needed. Colts get it across the timeline. 4:20 left. Skoog. Right side. Back straight away, 3 off the back iron. Rebound by Carpenter.
Yeah, we're going to need to see more of those looks. You know, need to see that shot come off a bit cleaner, but Clear Fork getting down just to 4 minutes here left to go. Going to need to see some shots put up.
Mast with it. He'll drive into the lane, look to kick, and he does. Now Lester into the lane, runner off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Clear Fork. Haller. Ooh, no call.
I've not seen too many things like that before. We'll take a look at that, you know, at the first chance we get. And they're going to hit Coach Bechtel.
That is a terrible call.
That's awful. That's terrible officiating.
Lester went flying in the hauler, and there was no call on the play. And I see why Coach Bechtel had a reasoning for that. He got teed up as well.
Yeah, inadvertent or not, 99% of the time our fouls aren't inadvertent, so.
That could be targeting in football.
Yeah, you know, we could invite the officials over here to go ahead and take a look at our replay, but
nonetheless, it turns into a layup as well by rule.
Yeah.
It makes this an 11-point game.
Not to mention they're going to get the free throws as well if they're going to uphold that technical on Coach Bechtel. And they're going to, from the sounds of it, Trav, they're going to keep that technical foul, and just an unfortunate situation.
Taking a look at the full play right here.
You can't lower the shoulder no matter the sport.
So nonetheless, Cade Carpenter, he will take 2 technical free throws here.
Yeah, definitely one of the more questionable occurrences I've seen all season so far. And kudos to Caleb Holler. You know, the dude's up on his own power, and I see a grin out of him. So,
oh, he's a football player.
Yeah, you can see the fighter in him, that's for sure.
Carpenter hits the first, 45-33. Short on the second. Freddies will get possession as well.
Well, you know, on the adverse side of this, we'll see sometimes, you know, sometimes you need one of those little sparks if you're Clear Fork, pick up that intensity. We'll see how the rest of this one transpires.
And they're going to get Skoog on the foul on the other end. That'll be his his first.
And unfortunately, that's going to mean free throws for the Freddies here, and in the double bonus now. They're going to have those the rest of the way. As we await the first free throw, we do have an update from our other live stream if you're interested. Shelby down 4 points to Willard with 14.5 seconds to go, 57-61.
So they're fighting their way back.
We'll see
1 and 1 missed.
We'll see if Clear Fork can do just that as well in this one.
Oh, just too far underneath the bucket. And we'll get a foul.
Now, you know, you've kind of hit one of those points where this is going to become very, very important that if you're Fredericktown, you knock these down because you jump up to a 14-point lead with 3 minutes to go. In that bonus trap, you kind of ice things a bit.
And by the way, that Clear Fork has been playing offensively in the second half. You're just about right there. 2 shots the rest of the way for Fredericktown. As Bellman hits the first. 3 for 3 tonight from the line. Second free throw, true. 14-point lead now. Coming up on 3:20 left. Skoog has to get it across the line. He does.
And I think they've softened it a bit, but keeping that trap on is going to make things difficult.
Finally, Clear Fork able to hit one. Detmer, his 6th point, 12-point game, 3 minutes left. Make sure to stay tuned post-game for our Knox Community Hospital Player of the Game. Hayden will interview him. That coming up in the post-game. Nearly turned over. That was a dangerous pass. And Fredericktown will take a timeout to discuss. So with 2:33 left, Fredericktown holding on to that 47-35 lead. Clear Fork only 4 points in the second half.
That has been the story, you know, just such a scoring drought, and it's been too much against this Fredericktown Freddy squad who has kind of found their rhythm offensively here. So you put 2 and 2 together, and that has us at the result we're in so far.
Just take a look at the stand. Decent crowd here tonight for this rivalry matchup.
Yeah, you know, a little geography lesson before the game, finding out Fredericktown's just a short 10 miles from here. So
yeah, about 15-minute drive here, just down 13. Now, I know you and we've gone down to East Knox, down through Mount Vernon and everything like that. You go right by Fredericktown High School.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at the Clear Fork student section.
And I would love to give big props to them as well, too. You know, sometimes they're in the middle of a rough identity-finding season. It's easy to not come to these things, but I think especially after last year with COVID, great to see them back in the stands and showing support for their school.
We have members of the girls basketball team here as well. You know, they root on the boys root on the girls. And you know, these boys will be in the stands tomorrow night. Fredericktown for the inbound. Gets it in. Clear Fork can't get the trap, but they do get the turnover. Kicks it back out. Over to Haller. He'll drive in. Nice pass.
Wow.
Layup good. Mason Pipes with his first points.
Wow. Quick
and then
foul.
Clear Fork gets the quick foul.
I like that decision by Haller. You know, even with the success he had three-point shooting in the first half, hit him with a nice pass there.
So Rule will go back to the line. He is 3 of 4 from the line tonight. And he gets the first. 11-point game. 14 points tonight for Carpenter. 18 for Rule. Misses the second. Colts looking to chip away again. Mid-range jumper short, and that'll be a foul. That'll be Detmer's fourth.
Clear Fork, you know, some of these maybe just coming across as frustration fouls, and it's a bit, you know, I'd say it's a bit premature for those here because with still 2 minutes to go, every single foul got to give them a chance to increase their lead by 2 and make things a lot more difficult.
First free throw missed.
For Fredericktown, you got to take advantage of these, and
it's first missed by Lester tonight. Gets the second. 12-point game. Holler quickly ahead. He'll take the three. He hits. Timeout, 30 seconds. It's a 9-point game.
And a big three from Holler, and then it just shows you right there how quick this can turn and how crucial those fouls become in the bonus, because 1-3's got it back to a 3-possession game.
14 points for Caleb Holler, three of those buckets coming from beyond the arc. 49-40. Like we discussed earlier, Northmore held a decent lead against Clear Fork late, and the Colts almost came back to win that one. So this team does have the ability to chip away.
Yeah, you definitely don't particularly love, you know, having to be the comeback kids in most of your contests, but it does show the fight and the grit.
So the Colts will set up their full court press. Get it into Carpenter. Back to Bellman. Almost got the steal. Kicks it ahead, nobody there. Nice pass to Rule, rejected, but they got the foul. Take a look at that one more time.
Great hustle by Mason
Take
Pipes.
a look at that one more time.
Man.
We don't have the angle.
No.
From here look clean, but that's not where we were. We're about 30 feet away. He could have got hand on that instead of the ball, but nonetheless, free throws for Rule. He hits the first. It's back to a 10-point game.
Yeah, great hustle, and even though it's going to result in these free throws that we've been talking about, those are the ones where you live with forcing free throws and the chance that he may miss one.
This is the second. So 1 of 2 again. Layup missed. Quick passing. Layup shot. Yes.
So
Lester. Back to a 12-point game. Holler will go into the middle lane. Runner. Yes, and one.
Of all the offensive woes Clear Fork's had, you know, Caleb Holler able to bank that one in, get the big and one.
Foul, time of 20, Bellman. Number 15, Holler's the line.
That'll be Bellman's third, but banks are open tonight here in the Colt Corral. As Fredericktown now will take a full timeout.
Full timeout, Fredericktown.
With 1:18 remaining.
I can confirm Willard did indeed beat Shelby this evening over in boys basketball in Willard, 63-57.
So another non-conference matchup there. 1:18 left. Clear Fork with the possession arrow. However, every foul, Fredericktown will be in the double bonus with 2 shots. Fredericktown still with 1 foul to give before Clear Fork goes into the 1-and-1. 1 timeout remaining for Fredericktown, I believe. Clear Fork still with a 30 and a full left. Haller will go to the line to try and complete the three-point play. 16 points for him tonight.
You know, we've talked about obviously Clear Fork looking for their first win of the season, but if they're able to hold on, Fredericktown, this would be a great win for them.
Free throw miss, knocked out of bounds. And it will stay with the Colts. So that might have actually benefited more for Clear Fork by missing that, as they will get another possession.
Yeah, and they're going to sub Riddle back in, try and get some more of that paint presence, rebounding ability back in there.
Riddle, right side, the Scoog. Looking for Haller. Haller will drive into the lane. Scoop layup, no good. Offensive rebound, put back, yes. And a timeout.
Going to keep this one at an 8-point game, and Riddle comes in, immediately gets a impact play, something with him on the bench they might not get.
We'll take a look at the replay here in a moment. It was a 30-second timeout. They were able to find Haller. He took it to the hole. And Riddle was there to clean off the glass. 8-point game, 1:03 left.
And about the next 30 seconds will be extremely important in determining whether Clear Fork can stay in this and make it a game.
Carpenter easily finds Mast, layup good. And that might do it right there, folks. 10-point game, under a minute to go. Scoog looking inside. Pipes, misses it.
It's going to make things very difficult.
Rule, he's fouled. And we'll go to the line for two.
And these free throws, more than likely, you know, the icing on the cake for Fredericktown. And
yeah, that breakaway layup pretty much clinched things.
So after a tough stretch of games, the Freddy's able to pull together here tonight, and after facing a 10-point deficit, fight back and earn a hard victory here before we go into the new year.
And as for Clear Fork, yet to find win number 1 on the season. Another opportunity falls away from them. Misses the second. Scoog. Haller tries driving in. Nice pass, layup, no good, but we'll have free throws for Riddle. Foul will go against Lester.
Foul, Fredericktown, number 11, Lester. Number 44, Riddle to the line.
See if Caden Riddle's able to knock a few down as he does.
It makes both. Once this one is over, you have to look back at that third quarter by Fredericktown, outscoring Clear Fork 13-2. That really changed the complexion of this one. Nearly got a steal. Jump ball.
Believe possession.
And it will go to Clear Fork.
Yeah.
So they will get it back here, down 9.
And with 23 seconds, you know, they'll need a very, very quick two or Caleb Powell to go ahead and pull off some crazy three-point fanatics.
Scoog will drive in. Runner, too strong. Rebound by Carpenter, and he will go back to the line. We'll have some more free throws. That'll be Riddle's third.
Number 1, Carpenter to the line.
So Carpenter with a chance to pad some stats. His last 5 points have come from the free throw line. Make that 6.
Yeah, another stellar night from Cade Carpenter. You know, what we expect out of him, their leading scorer.
Detmer with the lay-in. And Clear Fork will call off the Dogs. Lester will pull it back out, lobs it to Carpenter, and that'll do it. Your final score here from the Colt Corral, Fredericktown wins it 57-48 over the Colts of Clear Fork. We'll take a break, and Hayden will be back with our MVP right here, live and free on the OH Report.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now.
When you need cardiovascular care, you want an integrated team collaborating on your treatment from your first office visit to your final rehab session. At Knox Community Hospital, our cardiovascular experts offer decades of experience in heart attack treatments, coronary and carotid stents, angioplasties, aneurysm repairs, pacemakers, heart failure, and more. Want comprehensive cardiovascular care? At Knox Community Hospital, we don't miss a beat.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
Back here at the Colt Corral with your final score, Fredericktown 57, Clear Fork 48. As we await our player of the game, let's take a look at the final stats brought to you by Frito-Lay. Field goals were the same, but the difference was free throws. Clear Fork hit 6 threes to 1, but outshot 20 to 6 free throws.
Yeah, you know, those free throws really came into play, especially getting in the bonus there in that second half, and, you know, ultimately allowed them to keep that cushion, and including that pressure they kept on Clear Fork, just ultimately not able to find enough offensive success here in the second half after a great first half. And that ultimately was a deciding factor, but a lot of credit to Fredericktown too, you know, trailing by 10 at one point. They were able to fight back and really piece together a lot of good things and get a win after a tough stretch of games.
Individual scoring. First for Fredericktown, Tegan Rule 20 points, Cade Carpenter 16, Brady Lester 13, Trevor Bellman 6, Ben Mass 2. As for Clear Fork, Caleb Haller 16 points, Caleb Detmer 10, Caden Riddle 9, Bo Dornbeer 5, Adam Van Osdel 3, Victor Skoog 3, Mason Pipes with 2. And we got to go back to that third quarter. 13-2 by Fredericktown really helped them pull away. But we'll take one more quick break and be back with our MVP. That is Tegan Rule, who led the way with 20 points. Right after this, live and free on the OH Report.
When you need cardiovascular care, you want an integrated team collaborating on your treatment from your first office visit to your final rehab session. At Knox Community Hospital, our cardiovascular experts offer decades of experience in heart attack treatments, coronary and carotid stents, angioplasties, aneurysm repairs, pacemakers, heart failure, and more. Want comprehensive cardiovascular care? At Knox Community Hospital, we don't miss a beat.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
We're back here with our Knox Community Hospital Most Valuable Player of the Game, Mr. Tegan Rule. Tegan, 20 points for you tonight. What was clicking out there offensively? You know, how are you able to find your groove and just get a good offensive game going tonight?
Dibbling just kept holding us to keep pushing the ball. We had a few turnovers, and we only held them to, I think, no points in the third quarter, so we just got that momentum switch there.
Yeah, and personally for you, the first 7 points for your squad tonight, how was that a big boost for you personally and for your team that just helped you overall throughout the whole game?
We just took a while to start, so I just figured, like, we just had to get something going. I figured I'd try and whatever, you know.
And then trailing by 10 points, that was the biggest, gap tonight. How were you able to come together as a group at halftime? And as you mentioned, that third quarter really shut them down defensively. What adjustments did you make at halftime, and how are you able to do that?
At halftime, coming into halftime, we pressured them pretty well, and our coach noticed that they didn't handle it very well. So he said third quarter we'll come out, pressure them, make them turn the ball over, and get some easy offensive buckets in transition.
Awesome. And finally, we give chances to give shout-outs to anyone you want to, so I'll give you the floor if you want to give a shout-out to anyone.
Just shout out to all the teammates and all the fans that came tonight.
Awesome. Again, that is Tegan Rule, tonight's Knox Community Hospital Player of the Game, victorious for Fredericktown over Clear Fork. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
We're going to come back over and wrap things up here from the Colt Corral.
Your final score one more time. Fredericktown 57, Clear Fork 48. I want to thank Tegan for coming over and talking to us, our Knox Community Hospital Player of the Game. 7 straight points to start really helped them stay in the game early, and it turned out to be big at the end of the game as well as they pull off the win. Fredericktown, their next game will be in the New Year's. They head to Danville to take on the Blue Devils. As for Clear Fork, they will head to Shelby to take on the Whippets, a team that, like we said, fell in a tough one to Willard tonight, so the Whippets will be looking to bounce back as well. That game on the 6th of January. But our next broadcast right back here tomorrow night, one of the biggest games of the year, the biggest game of 2021 since the year is about to change, but 10-0 Shelby come into the Colt Corral to take on 10-1 Clear Fork. I cannot wait to be back here tomorrow night to call that one. This is going to be one of the best games, and already heard from Jessica Brokaw. A lot of media is going to be here, but I'm warning you right now, we got our spot already saved, so don't be coming over here and taking our spot, people. Also, this place is going to be packed. So if you're coming to the game, get here early if you want some good seats, because this is going to be a hot ticket tomorrow night, and that will be our last live stream until the new year.
Yeah, and I'm just going to humbly say and promote it now. Self-promotion, whatever. There's no other place that you're going to want to watch this game tomorrow because, as Travis just said, they're going to be pulling out all the stops here. We are going to be pulling out all the stops for you as well.
Yes,
so
we will have this for you live and free, and we will also have a video, an audio synced highlight from our man G-Man. He will have a highlight of this game after it would sync to our audio of our game, and we will also have the live stream for you live and free tomorrow night. But that will wrap things up for now from the Colt Corral. I want to thank everybody that helped make this possible tonight. First of all, Hayden Gray, not only my color commentator, but my camera guy sitting right next to me as well. I want to thank Adena Corporation, our scoreboard sponsor, Frito-Lay, our pre-halftime post-game sponsor, Knox Community Hospital, our MVP sponsor, and Park National Bank, our replay and commercial sponsor alongside Knox Community Hospital. We want to thank the very, very nice Jessica Brokaw in the athletic department at Clear Fork High School for allowing us to be here and for allowing us to get first dibs on Media Row for tomorrow night's game as well. And most importantly, we'd like to thank you, the fans, for watching. Your final score one more time here from the Colt Corral. Fredericktown gets win number 2, 57-48 over Clear Fork. For Hayden Gray, I am Travis Berardi saying so long for about 20 hours from the Colt Corral. We'll see you tomorrow.